This is the unboxing of the Samsung A26. I will also share my thoughts on its design and main specs. The A26 was released in March 2025 and it's the second cheapest Samsung smartphone from the latest lineup after the A16. In terms of design, as you will see later, it looks awesome. Now let's see what's in there. The box opens like an iPhone box. It glides and inside we see the phone protected by soft paper. The phone already feels good in the hand. It's not thick. In the bottom half of the box, underneath the cardboard, there is space, but there's nothing there. Where we do find something is in the first half, where we find the SIM tray tool. Inside the container, we get the quick start guide in multiple languages, some other Samsung papers, and the usual USB-C to USB-C cable. Even though there was some space left in the box, as usual, Samsung didn't include a power brick. Now, let's unwrap the phone. As I told you, it feels good in the hand. This happens because it is slimmer than the previous version, the A25. And I have to tell you, I wasn't expecting this inexpensive phone to look so good. I got the black version and it kinda looks like a luxury car. I like the glossy finish and how the space around the camera modules is also black. When it comes to design, this is a pleasant surprise from Samsung. On the side, the frame is made out of plastic, but it looks like metal, giving the sensation that you're looking at a premium phone, not a cheap one. An interesting aspect is on the bottom side, where the USB-C port is positioned closer to the back of the phone. This doesn't affect charging, but the slight change made me search the web to see if something was wrong with my phone. All A26 smartphones look like this, so there's no problem. If we power up the phone, we see the same teardrop notch as on A26 predecessor, but I do sense that the display has been slightly improved. That being said, let me get everything out of the way and tell you the main specs of this new Samsung phone. When it comes to size, it is slightly longer and wider than the A25, but this doesn't bother me since the thickness has been greatly reduced. At just 7.7mm, it's much more comfortable to hold and control. Related to the phone's overall size is the display size. The A26 now comes with a 6.7-inch screen bigger than what we saw on the A25. Also, the bezels were greatly reduced on the newer phone, and the screen-to-body ratio is better by more than 2%, which is always a pleasure to see. The A26 comes with a 120Hz Super AMOLED display, like we saw on the A25. This is a good screen, so no complaints here, especially since peak brightness reaches 1000 nits, a good thing if you're using the phone outside on a sunny day. The Full HD Plus resolution stayed the same, which is more than enough, and the phone received the always-on display function. An important upgrade is visible when we look at build quality. We get Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on the front, a plastic frame, and again Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on the back. On the A25, we had normal glass and a plastic back. Another important upgrade is the IP67 protection against dust and water. That's a feature that the A25 did not have. Before we get into the software part, it's good to mention that the new phone does have a microSD card slot in the SIM tray and it supports 2 nano SIMs. When you look at the OS, we get a big amount of software updates on this new Samsung phone, 6 years. The A25 only got 4. The A26 also comes with the recent Android 15 and One UI 7, which is great. When it comes to cameras, we have a 13-megapixel selfie camera. On the back, there's a 50-megapixel main camera along with the 8-megapixel ultra-wide and a 2-megapixel macro camera. Their performance is good for a budget phone. For video recording, it supports Full HD at 30 frames per second on the selfie camera, but on the main one, we get 4K at 30 frames per second. In terms of RAM and storage, the base model comes with 128GB of internal storage and 4GB of RAM. You can also opt for versions with more storage and RAM for a few extra dollars. As for hardware performance, surprisingly, Samsung put the Exynos 1380 processor in this phone, so it's not as laggy as its predecessor. In fact, it is 20 to 30% better, and the GPU is also better by roughly 40%, so there's a nice performance boost here. Finally, the battery remains the same, with a 5000 mAh capacity and 25 watts fast charging, which is pretty good. When compared to its predecessor, the only thing missing on the A26 is the headphone jack. However, when you look at everything else, there are improvements across the board. In conclusion, this budget phone has decent specs and looks great. It's comfortable to handle thanks to the 7.7mm thickness, it has received hardware and software updates, and overall, it's a phone that gets the job done. If you enjoyed the unboxing and quick specs of the Samsung A26, hit that like button and I'll see you in the next video where I'll unbox the A36. Take care guys!